Hi, welcome to Tea with Tex. My name is Tex Holmes and I'm here with Jeremy from 40th Parallel.
Jeremy, let's go.
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. Are you doing good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Bit cold, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit cold, isn't
My
it, bro?
fingies. A little bit cold.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
Jeremy, my man, tell me about the the origin story of the name 40th Parallel.
No, it seems deep, but it's really not that deep. Right? So we got the line of latitude that goes around the world.
Yep.
That divides Tasmania from like mainland Australia.
Yep.
That's the 40th parallel. It's 40 degrees south. Because I'm a geography nerd, so I like that sort of stuff.
I really like that though. That's a really cool.
That's sort of like
it's a cool name.
It sort of like represents my passion for geography as well.
Are you from Tasmania?
For Tasmania. No, I'm not from there, but I like it a lot.
Dope.
Yeah, that's it.
I think that's not what I expected, but thank you for sharing. That's really tight.
You're welcome. I like it when there's a number in a band name as well.
Okay.
So I like the number.
Okay.
I like numbers.
Nerd.
What's your number?
So you're a self-recorded artist and have been from the get-go, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Most of the time. Yeah.
What is the reason you choose to be self-recorded?
There's a couple of main reasons. The number one main reason is recording with an engineer in a studio is mega expensive.
For reals.
And I can't afford it because, most of the time I'm doing my own like solo project. I can't really ask my bandmates to chip in.
Yeah.
Because it's my music. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I feel that.
Even though they like it and whatever, like I'm paying for that by myself. And, I can't afford that amount of money. $600 a song. So $800 a song? I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
I forgot.
I think it's like most places are $500 for the day.
For a day.
And then $500 for like mixing and mastering.
Master it. That's over $1,000 a song. Man, I am not spending that much money. I could go to New Zealand for $1,000. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get good at my production so I can do it myself.
It's good.
And I also like to take my time and have control over what I'm working on. Don't want to rush in a studio. If you go into the studio, you sort of have to feel like, I need to get all this stuff done.
Yeah.
But when you can do it at home, it's like, man, do that guitar tomorrow.
Totally, man.
You can put it off.
So 40th Parallel, I don't want to try explain what it sounds like, but can you give a brief description to then lead into my next question?
So the sound is, it's post-punky, it's a bit jazzy, it's a bit shoegazy, it's a bit alt-rock, it's a bit sort of, fusion.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for.
So was there a song or a body of music in particular that sparked the shift to this new sound?
I think not a particular body of work or a song, but more just like my taste in music changed.
Yep.
And I was listening to more like new jazz and post-punk. Definitely an artist who already combines them is King Cruel.
Yeah, totally. Shout out.
My homie. His album, The Ooze, is my favorite.
Oh, cool.
And so that album sort of has the extremes of both of those genres. It has really jazzy stuff and has in your face like punk music.
Cool, man.
I really like. So maybe that album,
Yeah.
when I got into that sort of shifted my taste.
Yeah, totally.
And my, ideas.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Shout out King Cruel.
Shout out.
Tag him so I can have him on the podcast.
At Edgar the Breathtaker.
So you started music in Albany, is that correct?
Yep.
So the Albany scene's really cool. Albany, for those who don't know, it's way down south in WA. It's pretty big for a country town. But it seems it's got some great musicians and acts coming out of it. So how was moving from Albany music scene to the Perth music scene, how was that transition?
It was kind of intimidating because in Albany it's really easy to get people to notice you.
Mm-hmm.
There's like two venues, all your friends, like you see them every weekend. That's like, all the people that you know as a young adult in Albany are all the people who are your age.
Totally.
Like So it's pretty easy to sort of like gain a bit of momentum in this like small scene down there if you're playing originals. And it's completely different in Perth where there's huge
there's a lot of us.
a huge market.
Huge
There's a lot
market.
of musicians in Perth compared to Albany. And, you know, you feel like you're doing well in Albany and then you go to Perth and it's like, oh, I'm like nobody anymore.
Right.
So it's like, it's inspiring that there's more like opportunities, but it's also like uninspiring that you have to work way harder to
totally.
get more like audience.
Do you discuss any of that in 40 Parallels music in any way?
I think I talk about like living in cities compared to like rural areas, but not necessarily to do with like the music scene.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
more my own like way of life.
Yeah, totally,
That's what I'm
man.
talking about. Yeah.
Well, for me, I saw you guys not too long ago, and it was amazing. And I think you guys really got something special.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But yeah, go check them out. They got some awesome music out on Spotify and all those platforms. So you've been around for a little bit. What is something you would like to see improve in the local music scene, the Australian WA music scene?
I think major festivals around Australia. Right, there's a huge festival scene in Australia. I'm obsessed with music festivals.
Yes.
I run a music festival, so I pay close attention to what's going on in the festival scene.
Yep.
It seems that Triple J has control over the like local band lineups on these major festivals.
Okay. Yep.
And obviously Triple J does a lot of good things for small artists, but it's also if you play music that they don't like, that other people do, the chances that you're going to get on these like huge lineups are quite slim. You know, I'd like to see sort of a shift in that. I'd like to see like local, you know, music scene like representatives organising those sort of things as opposed to just like
just Triple J,
just Sydney Triple J gang.
Yeah, totally.
Which is like there's obviously pros and cons to the whole deal.
But that's totally
like
that's totally something that can be improved, man, by just having people from all over who know specific local scenes who can bring bands from those places to. That's totally, man.
Yeah, that's what I think about pretty often when I see like Triple J Unearthed winners on like huge lineups. It seems like it's the only way to go on these big festivals is to be through Triple J, which I think is, you know, not really ideal when you live in WA and Triple J is over east.
And you know, a lot of festivals getting cancelled. And
a lot of festivals are getting cancelled.
Maybe if they didn't have kind of unrelevant people headlining and actually had some local music, maybe they wouldn't get cancelled. But I don't know. I'm not saying anything. I'm not naming names. But
I'm going to name names.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, rather than creating a bunch of new festivals, I reckon that's something we improve on. We get some more.
Yeah, I think we need to focus more on the local festival scene rather than like global.
Global domination.
You know what I'm trying to say right now.
I know what you're trying to say.
I don't really know how to word it, but that's my vibe.
But I think that's a great point, man. Totally.
Thank you.
On a bit of a gear side of music, we're switching it up. Is there any artist in particular that influences your gear choice, whether it be the recording gear or the playing gear or the gear?
Now, there was definitely a couple of artists that influenced me into buying a Fender Jaguar, which I use.
Yes.
Is what I use 100% of the time.
Love it.
I have this one guitar that's beaten up. It's disgusting, but it's really good.
It's a cool guitar.
The intonation is cooked, but I love it. So I don't play lead, but, you know, I'll have to get that
twang.
That sorted.
Yeah.
Band called Hers.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace.
They have a video on Peisty Studios, New York.
Is that them in like the corner?
Like a little library?
Yeah, yeah.
Very cool video.
This is very cool.
And he has a black Jag. Oh my god, it sounds so good.
Hell yeah,
and
man.
he just looks so swagger playing it. He has it up really high.
Okay, cool.
Also, Home Shake. Do you know Home Shake?
I don't.
Home Shake is a sick
Canadian
artist. Shout out Home Shake, yeah. And his guitarist has a Jaguar in one of his live videos as well.
Cool, man, yeah.
So I watched them and I was like, all right, I'm going to go buy one right now.
Totally.
And I've used it ever since because it's so good.
Yeah, it was either Jag or Jazzmaster for me.
Yeah.
but there wasn't any like Jaguars around when I was able to buy a guitar, so I went to Jazz. But
yeah, well, I had a Jazzmaster for a bit.
Yeah,
and then because I had sold my Jaguar
right
to go traveling because I needed money. And then when I got back, I bought a Jazzmaster. But then I decided I didn't like it, so I sold the Jazzmaster and bought the Jag back off the guy who I sold the Jag to.
Yeah.
So I sold it and then bought it back because I wanted it back. So I'm never going to sell that guitar again. But
yeah,
you know,
I wonder how that guitar
it
feels
represents
about
my
you.
music. Yeah, true. It probably hates me.
Probably hates your guts. That's why the intonations all like.
I went to the US and I got off a flight and the guitar case was like open and it like came through the thing. I was like, bro, are you serious? I thought my guitar would have just like fallen out inside the plane or something. I was like, man,
wow,
it was all safe.
Yeah,
it wasn't snapped in half, so I was happy. You know?
Yeah, I'm glad.
But
for
I
you,
freaked out for a little second.
Yeah, I mean, we've all heard like those horror stories of just yeah,
shivers down my spine. Makes me sick to my stomach.
So you've already got some music out. Go listen to it. Close plans for the future, my man.
We have multiple close plans.
Okay. Yeah, you've been recording.
Yeah, we have been recording.
Looks
Me and a few
cool.
homies went out to my grandparents' farm a couple of weeks ago, and we recorded an EP.
Cool, man.
We ended up with about 8 tracks, but I decided to make it 5.
Yeah.
Rip those 3 tracks. I'll put them on the bootleg CD. But so hopefully a 5-track EP.
Yeah, cool, man.
Before the end of the year, I've been pitching it to a couple of like labels that I like over East. Hopefully one of them wants to work with us to put it out so the right people can hear it. But
yeah,
gonna hopefully do a few shows for that around Australia in the summer.
Sweet, man. Look forward to it.
Because we're heading over to Melbourne in September. Gonna move over there.
Oh, like you're moving?
Moving.
Cool, man.
I'm gonna one-way ticket.
One-way ticket.
You know what I'm saying? But coming home for Christmas, the whole deal.
Yep.
But yeah, hopefully get a few shows on the East Coast later in the year with the release of the EP.
Hell yeah,
that's
man.
That's the big plan.
That's the big plan.
Yeah.
I like that. Trying to think when this will be out. Your EP might be out, might not be by the time this is out. But if it is,
same day release, let's go.
If it is, pre-save it. If it's not, I mean, if it is, go listen to
December, November.
When? November?
November, December.
Yeah, so it's not out yet. But when it's out, go listen to it. So, Jeremy, I like to wrap up the podcast now. A question of what do you love about music?
It's about the friends we make along the way.
Beautiful,
At
man.
the end of the day.
Beautiful.
I've made so many beautiful friends. Shout out all my friends.
Shout out all our friends.
And shout out jamming.
Jamming's
after a
the
few
best.
beers. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Nothing like it. You're all switching around all the instruments.
For real.
Playing some reggae, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I love.
The amount of golden gems that probably get lost in those jams are insane, but that's the beauty of them.
Because, you know, we all stress about our recordings and our releases and our shows, but at the end of the day, having a jam is like, there's nothing quite like it.
Yeah, I think it brings you back to like the
boys.
root reason of why you play music is just to play music.
And then
with
you finish jamming for like an hour and you're standing out on the balcony like, man, life is good. You know what I mean?
Totally, man. We're going to get to some quick fire questions. Our favorite little game. Let's get into it. Are you ready, my man?
I think so.
Alrighty. Hang on, I'm going to have some tea.
This tea is banging. Shit. Did you hear that? ASMR with Tech.
I'm sorry. I had to.
He's not sorry.
Kiara's not happy behind the camera right now. She is not happy right now. You can't hear her, but she is
the production
not
team ain't
happy.
signing up for this
Shout out
stuff.
my production team. Shout out my one lady
Let's
production team, Kiara. And shout out Dads from Hybrid Warehouse while I'm here. Go check out Hybrid Warehouse. It's awesome. It's a great creative space in Fremantle, WA. Go check them out online. Bands from all around the world come and play here. It's awesome.
Shout out to with Tex.
Thanks, man.
For shouting out.
And shout out 40th Parallel. Shout out everyone.
Shout out Juice WRLD.
Alrighty, man. You ready?
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous.
Favorite cuisine?
Japanese.
Favorite part of an outfit?
Shirt.
Shoe you can't live without?
Shoe.
Yes.
I just bought these Adidas shoes from the op shop. I don't reckon I could live without them.
Hell yeah, dude. Melbourne or Perth?
Melbourne.
Okay. Hot or cold?
Very cold.
Coffee date or movie night?
Coffee date.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Night in or night out?
Night in.
Europe, Asia or South America?
South America.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee. Was that it?
You're meant to say tea.
Coffee.
Okay, whatever. All right, we've had a 40th parallel on the show. Thank you to Jeremy. Thank you for being here, man.
Thank you for having me.
No
it's
worries,
been a
dude.
pleasure. Let's go get a pint of Guinness.
Let's go. I'm not going to do that.
I am.
He is. Shout out all the Guinness drinkers, though.
Shout out Ireland.
Shout out to everyone out there listening and watching. Thank you so much. Thank you to Kiara again. Thank you to Daz from Hybrid Warehouse. This has been Tea with Tex. I'm Tex Holmes. We'll see you in the next one.
See you later.